Space Invaders.
Hi, I'm Olivia, and this is Space Invaders, the series where we get to know your favourite creatives by invading their favourite spaces. On this episode, I'm meeting up with DJ, events organiser, and journalist Scarlett O'Malley to take a look at some of her favourite London spots and learn a bit more about what she does. So, Scarlett, where are we?
We're in the Blue Post on Berwick Street, which is my favourite pub in the country, maybe in the world.
Maybe in the world. And what do you love about this place?
It's just got a very old school feel to it. I remember I came here, I was saying earlier, I came here maybe 7-8 years ago, and as soon as I walked in I was like, this is my place. I just love, it's got a very old school feel. It's still got a cigarette machine, it's got jukeboxes. I feel like it's still like a proper old school bit of Soho.
Yeah, totally. And when I came up here, saw the leopard print carpet, I think I nearly died. What is your go-to drink? You're at the pub, you're at the Blue Post. What's your go-to drink?
Oh, I've got a pint today, but my go-to drink is usually a white rum, soda and lime, because many years of hangovers have taught me you drink clear spirits, no sugar, and keep it as fresh as possible. So that's my go-to.
That's a good method. Yeah, my mum always told me clear spirits, no hangover. If you've got something to do the next day.
Yeah, there's still a hangover, but you just don't feel as wrecked.
Yeah.
I like to think.
I agree. I actually agree with you there. And what memories do you have from coming in here?
I have a lot of memories. I've spent a lot of birthdays in here. Just good friends. It always gets really busy on Fridays and Saturday nights. So for me, it's just being in here with mates is the best memory, I suppose.
So you're in here, finishes at 11, 12. What's your plans after?
I'll usually try and hit somewhere around here. So I love the 100 Club. If the 100 Club have got a 60s rhythm and soul night, or I'll go there. The social's always good, or a friend's place. Or there's a couple other places, but I don't want to put them out there because they're still a little bit secret and unknown. There's a couple little underground jazz bars that not too many people know about, and I don't want to do the whole TikTok thing and ruin it because you put something online and then they're full to the brim of people that shouldn't be there. So yeah,
I know people slate it sometimes, but sometimes for your favourite places it's a little bit necessary to do a little girl boss gatekeep.
Yeah, you do.
So DJ wise, what would you say are probably your career highlights?
Oh, career highlights. Festivals have always been really good. Lost Village, actually. I was saying last year, Gotwood, Lost Village, and We Out Here were my 3 favourite festivals. Gotwood, the vibe was perfect. My set wasn't the best, but it was just being around all my best pals. Yeah. Lost Village, you're playing to thousands of people and everyone loves it. And We Out Here, I closed Lemon Lounge, and it's such a small little intimate stage that you can just feel the sweat from everyone in there. It's good energy. So I suppose they've been 3 career highlights. I've had a few, but yeah, it's always festivals that stick out for me when I get asked that question.
Definitely, the vibes and everything.
Yeah.
And then, so obviously not only are you a DJ, journalist as well, and you do events, you've got Club Cowgirl, Soul Exchange. So tell us a little bit about Club Cowgirl and Soul Exchange.
So I started the Club Cowgirl about a year ago, actually, because I was given the opportunity to host a little bar at Glastonbury, and I'd been meaning to start up a house night because I'd done the Soul Exchange for so many years. I really wanted to bring through the other side of me that plays a lot of dance music, and I also wanted to try and do something combined where I could get women or people from working class backgrounds into the industry. So Club Cowgirl is a mixture of dance music with an ethical essence to it. So I recently did a couple of panels at the Museum of Youth Culture, which is just down the road. They were great. That was talking about people being, it's just talking about what's it mean to be working class in the creative industries? Why is it an elephant in the room? Why is it such a struggle? And so I want to kind of expand on those panels. I also want to give people opportunities to bring them into the creative industries. So I want to do more panels and workshops. And I'm also launching a label in June. So that should be fun.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm releasing my EP in the middle of June. So I'm going to make that a label launch. And then the Soul Exchange, I started, I think it was maybe 5 years ago now.
Yeah.
And I've always collected rare soul music and I love soul. So I basically just got pressured into doing a night at Notting Hill Arts Club back in the day. And so that's kind of what spawned the Soul Exchange. And now it's mixes, and I've got my contract to do distribution, so I'm just waiting to get some licensing to do some reissues for some Rare 70 Soul. But yeah, so I've kind of got 2 sides to me, and that's what the Soul Exchange and Club Cowgirl is.
Nice. And with that genre, especially like with the like sort of 70s soul, like northern soul vibes, what kind of got you into that in the first place?
I actually have no idea what got me into it because I grew up in the 50s scene. I grew up in like the rockabilly scene in London. My dad was a rockabilly musician. That's what my mum was into. I mean, my family kind of liked soul, but they weren't going out to soul nights. And then I think I really got into northern soul. I was just, you know, being into like Fred Perry and being into old music. You get into subculture, and I was very much into like old school ska and reggae and then soul music. And so I was becoming obsessed with this music. And I think I was just looking for places to go out, and I found the 60s Rhythm and Soul Nighter when I was like 18. No, before that, actually. I used to go to Madame Jojo's when I was 16, 17, which is now long gone, unfortunately. And there used to be a night on Saturday with Keb Darge and Andy Smith called Lost and Found. And that was like a complete mixture between rockabilly and northern soul. So I suppose going out and then hearing soul tunes out, I already knew all the rockabilly stuff, but then really getting into soul, I think that's when I first started getting into it, and I find tunes that I liked, and I started trying to record collect and stuff like that. So yeah, it really started from, oh God, years ago now, like 15 years ago. And I suppose it's just the one that's never left. It's the genre that I've loved the most, and the genre that's never really left my heart. So I feel like it's here to stay now.
And that's beautiful. Thank you so much for showing us it. It's amazing.
Yeah,
I'll definitely be back. Scarlett, where are we now?
We're outside Sounds Universe in Soho.
Records are becoming a dying breed. What do you like about having the physical copy of a record over like digital music?
Records actually aren't a dying breed. This year they overtook CD sales for the first time in like 30 years or something.
Are you serious?
Yeah, so people are actually buying more and more records every year. There's a big thing with like turntable culture, like reissues are massive, record store day everyone loves, so records are really coming back. I think we're so bored of like the borrowing kind of feel to everything. Like Uber, you don't really own a car, you just get in it. You know, everything's always kind of like rent, you never really own anything. This, I feel like people like to own a physical copy, and also I think we're a lot more socially conscious about things now. We know that Spotify does not pay their artists, so if you buy a physical copy, apparently it's the equivalent of someone listening to a song over 2,000 times. So it's also about helping artists, and I've always been into old music, and they pressed it on record originally, so there's a whole host of why I like records.
I love that. You learned something new. I did not know that. I did not know that. And so obviously there's a massive like symbiotic relationship between music and fashion. There always has been. So looking at subculture, what would you say are some of your favourite subcultures?
Well, as I said, I grew up on the rockabilly scene in London, so that's very influential, I think, on my style and what I'm into. I love 50s clothes. I think if I could just look like a 50s housewife all day, every day, I would. But I also am very into like suede head and skinhead looks, and I also love the music that comes with it, like ska and reggae and stuff like that. Obviously, the soul scene, I feel like the soul scene, the fashion isn't so much a part of it, but the subculture is massive. Subcultures just breed the best fashion.
So, Scarlett, now we're in the 100 Club. Didn't expect to actually get in. I thought we'd be standing outside like a couple of lemons with all the tourists, but we're actually in here because you're a bit of a fan favourite in here, aren't you?
I love the 100 Club. I've been coming here since I was 18. As I said, the 60s Rhythm and Soul Nighters are my favourite, and I love them, and I rarely miss one, and when I do, it's for a very good reason. So, yeah, I love this place.
What are some of your best memories from here?
Definitely just the amount of music I've discovered being here, the amount of people that I've met. I've met some really good friends. Oh,
And Stanley.
What do you think?
Stanley. He's camera shy.
Yeah. I first started coming to this club not knowing anyone, and I was like one of the youngest people here, and didn't meet any like-minded people. And then now I come in and I know I've got so many mates that come to the soul nights. I've got so many friends that I meet here. It's like a community mixed with music, so the best of both worlds: community and music discovery.
Amazing. And obviously this place has held host to a number of legends throughout the years. So if you could see anyone here, dead or alive, who would it be?
Oh, I'd probably have to have Elvis up there. Like, why wouldn't you? So I could just flutter at the front and be like, hello. So
Hopefully get a snog.
I was actually lucky enough to see the Specials here a couple of years ago. Rest in peace, Terry Hall. And that for me was one of the best gigs I've ever been to. It was put on by Fred Perry, and I actually snuck in because I didn't have a ticket because it sold out so quick. And I had the best night of my life. And I remember waking up the next day and just feeling like buzzing. and I don't remember having that feeling from many gigs. So that was insane, and that was here. And if I could see anyone, I would see Elvis. So, but I do feel like I've seen so many good shows here that, you know, Elvis would be great, obviously, but I've seen some good stuff here.
I mean, it was Dead or Alive, but also, like, the special is you got to see that. Like, I was watching it, I was seeing the pictures at home after getting some major FOMO. So,
Yeah,
you were there.
It was big.
Oh, amazing. Thank you so much. Like, it's actually my first time coming in here. I've just been a little FOMO girl watching it on the Instagram, like, wanting to come in for ages, but, you know, never had the chance. But now
Well, now you have to make your way down.
I do indeed. Thanks so much.